So at the risk of getting me on my soapbox around financial literacy, if you're gonna be a business owner, you have to understand finance. Like, you have to understand how finances work, what is a payable, what is a receivable, what does cash flow mean, and there's no way to succeed without that. I would also say that if you haven't made good choices, or you've had a family circumstance or whatever that has impaired your personal credit, it's going to be a very, very difficult road to get a business off the ground and secure business credit. Particularly if you're a smaller micro-sized business. Today, in underwriting business credit, most institutions will rely heavily on evidence that somebody has managed their affairs reasonably well as an individual, and they'll look for demonstrated evidence of that long before they're in a position to grant business credit, whether that's as a sole proprietor, as a corporation, as a joint venture, a partnership, or whatever. And I would tell you at the smallest levels of startup capital, credit granting is largely based on the demonstrated ability that people have shown to manage their own finances. Because, keep in mind, businesses grow quickly. And if you can't manage the cash in and out of your own life, it's pretty hard to expect a lender to think that you can manage it for a much bigger enterprise with 10 or 15 employees when you might be getting into millions of dollars of revenue and expenses. I would also tell you that your credit score will be a direct correlation to the price you pay to secure credit in the marketplace, personal or business. And so, if you're not managing your personal credit well, it will drive the price you have to pay to secure credit, either as a mortgage or as a small business owner, for years and years and years. And those numbers, if the price on your home mortgage changes by 10 or 15 basis points, and that's the case for 5 or 10 years, you're talking about thousands and thousands of thousands of dollars. So I can't emphasize enough the importance of understanding credit score, understanding finance, and then putting that into practice in your real life, whether that's a consumer or business owner.
Okay. So I was 19 once. Let's jump to conclusions.
Yeah.
And say that, these students have made a few mistakes along the way. So what can they do, Eric, to improve their credit score and position themselves for success down the road?
Yeah, so again, recognize the mistake. Get advice from a coach or a mentor about, so how does this stuff all work? What does it mean to understand my credit score? What drives my credit score? How would I influence that? And then just start making better choices. And because again, imagine you're sitting in front of somebody like me and you've got a great idea and tremendous passion, and you're saying, boy, when I was 22, Eric, sure, I had somebody give me a credit card that I didn't really understand. And yeah, I made some choices with my buddies, bought one too many jugs of beer on behalf of our group, and got into a point where I was either having trouble paying it back but then since then, Eric, here's what I learned and here's what I've done to change that. And you should be able to see that evidence in my financial statement, financial report, credit bureau, all those things. So yeah, I made some mistakes. Here's what I did about it. Here's what I learned about it. And here's what I've done since. Imagine that's a pretty compelling story for somebody who's about to finance your business. Because I don't ever expect that when we grant a $50,000 business loan or a $25 million business loan that there's not going to be a mistake. What you do with that? Do you learn from it and do different? Or is that the turning point that causes the business to fail? I'd much rather do business with somebody who will just stop, look around and go, whoops, that didn't work exactly perfect. What will we do differently next time? And then show evidence that you actually did differently next time.